Hello, everyone. Crystal here with your daily reading for November 3rd, 2020. And in this reading, we're picking up on the overall energy of the day. And today I have pulled cards. And of course, it's election day. So I was very laughing when I saw the Hierophant. Because as we've talked about before, the Hierophant represents actually the church more so than the government. But I always tell you all, this is the man, quote unquote. So as we've seen before, government and religion have always been in cahoots. So it's not to say that the election is somehow dictated or determined by the church, but you get what I mean. Like, it's a power card. So, and it's a card of conventional ways of doing things. And even look how these people are looking up to this individual as they do in church or even in government. So I think that that's funny. We also have the star card again, y'all. So I'm going to get into this because this is a little funny because we had the star card yesterday. And so the star card is the star seed energy. It is the aliens, the ancient aliens, our ancestors, the people from the sky. And the star card is also Aquarius, the weirdo, the person. And I hate saying weirdo. My Venus is in Aquarius, so I can say that. But the unique person. We're all unique in our own way, right? But Aquarius is just really, really unique, really, really different, definitely going to the beat of their own drum. And so I feel a very strong presence of the ancestors on earth and our angels being present, and how it's so much beyond what we see it as right now. We're caught up in you're wrong, I'm right, when in reality, it's already preordained. Our ancestors are protecting us regardless of what the decision is of this United States. And I love that because the star card is all about the futuristic energy of the age of Aquarius, moving into the age of technology, the age of and it's funny because right, we're all doing digital learning and all this kind of stuff, but isn't it just really nuts how we slowly merge into the age of Aquarius? We have this huge corona stuff, where everything is tech this, tech that. And I think it's just the way that we're moving. But along with technology, I do feel that spiritual essence of community and connecting with something outside of ourselves to get deep, to go deep within. So let's get into the cards. The star card is a lot of what I was just saying. It is the card of hope. It is definitely the most hopeful card of the deck. So I think that you cannot let the outside world, quote unquote, the reality as we see it, change what you have in your heart. And people get into this pissy party to where they want to, oh, the world is doomed from here on out. At the end of the day, whoever is the president, yes, it matters, you all, but what matters more is your connection with the divine and your quality of life. And yes, we know that whoever is in our different political parties has a lot to do with our rules and our regulations, but it's only really if you allow it to control you, to be real. Like, yeah, of course it would suck if they're like, oh, everywhere you go, you have to do this. And, I'm not talking about just a face mask, okay? I'm talking about like real life control, like concentration camp type of shit. Like, of course that sucks. And you don't want anybody who's gonna be like, Adolf Hitler. But we're not manifesting that. And that's why also as spiritual beings, we have to be the ones that don't get so caught up in all of this craziness of the world and realize that we will prevail. History, humanity has been through hell and back. And the Aquarius card gives you a pimp slap to make you realize that your ancestors went through hell. They had to go and fetch water when all you have to do is turn on a faucet. So have some appreciation to the people who came before us, who have paved the way. And I don't like to give my own personal opinions on this channel, but honestly, you all, I don't trust the system too much. Like I have a lack of trust for the government. Now I'm not completely radical, I would say, but I'm just the type of person, you could be telling me a story about your dog. And of course, I believe you because you're telling me a story about your dog. But in reality, as humans, we don't know anything unless we're actually witnessing it ourselves. And how many times have our eyes even played tricks on us? I remember one time my sister was telling me her boyfriend could have sworn she was holding someone's hand at a nightclub. And she's like, he's nuts. I'm walking to the bathroom and he thinks I'm trying to hold some guy's hand. And she was being honest, I could tell. But regardless, the eyes play tricks on you. And even then, that's still better than not being present at all. I know that we have to have trust, but you all, please, I just never you're not there counting the votes. You're not there actually seeing all of the undertones that go on behind the scenes. And then people are like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. When it's like, but it's been proven in the past. Like, did they not make a whole movie about, what was it, the 1930s or 20s? And I talked about it before, and it was a big movie. I can't think of the name of it. But Angelina Jolie was in it. And it was talking about how it was this whole government experiment being done on her, basically forgetting her child. I can't think of the movie. If you know, put it in the comments. And that's just one movie. That's just one story. Oprah just did one too. You all, there are a lot of things that go on that we have no idea. And it's not to say that you don't vote, or it's not to say that you just lose hope for humanity. No, you have to find a healthy balance of caring and doing your research and being proactive, but also not getting so sucked up in it, thinking that you actually know everything when you don't actually know anything. You just know what you're being told and or read. So, of course, actions speak louder than words, right? And we trust who we, put our vote into. And later on, we see what they do. Did they stick behind this proposition or this, whatever it might be? And that is where you get the results. But once again, that's after the fact. That's definitely after the fact. And how many times have we seen politicians say one thing and never do it when they actually get in office? They don't even have to be a president, right? So I hate to get into that, but it's definitely the vibe of the day. So I have to be real, you all. I'm not trying to get into politics, but this is a channel to where we have to talk about some of those things at times. But the star card is still here saying that you are divinely protected regardless of what happens, whether you vote either way. And I'm not pushing either side right now in this conversation. I'm just saying that you need to have hope for humanity and for the future. Sometimes things don't go your way with the Two of Wands in reverse, and people you can't jump off a bridge. You have to keep moving forward. And that's for either of us. I'm sure some people on here are voting for Trump. Some people on here are voting for Biden. And some people on here aren't voting at all. But regardless, have your intention set on prosperity, on hope for the future, with the star card being here. And the Two of Wands is saying something is turned around. Something is not moving 100% forward, because the Two of Wands in reverse causes delays, setbacks, misunderstandings, lack of foresight, just straight up lack of foresight. So even in a personal reading, which, in your personal life, you have to keep hope in your experience, in your spiritual process today. Even if you're not even thinking about voting or caring about voting, or it's not even something in your reality, because there's going to be a lack of foresight to where you have a hard time, seeing eye to eye with people. So I'm just giving you that heads up. And ultimately, that's why we have to stay connected to something higher than just this 3D reality. Now the Hierophant is here, which this reading I did a little bit different, you all, because it's a little bit of a different day. It's very, very unique. And the Hierophant is here of structure and stability. Now some people might read this as America is not falling. America is not, going to be broken anytime soon. It might go through some weird changes, but at least for today, the Hierophant is still present. There is still order. There is still structure. The ways of doing things the conventional way are still here. So you have this futuristic, unseen, weird energy that no one can expect, because the star card is expect the unexpected. Whatever you think the opposite might happen, unless you are in that hopeful place of trusting the experience. And maybe you are spiritually tapped into where you already know you know, who the president is going to be, or if even if it's your personal relationship, you're having hope in your marriage. You're having a higher perspective in your work life. Okay. And the Hierophant is saying that you have to do things by the book still. We're going through some weird, unique changes today, but the Hierophant is still saying you need structure with it. You have to be practical. You have to be grounded. The Hierophant cares about car insurance, health insurance, taxes, 401ks, like credit scores. That's the Hierophant. It's like, well, you know, structure your life in a way to where you can have that set up for your family. And, you know, that's just how it is, you know. So, what I like about this day is that I'm hopeful and I'm grateful for life. Now, you all, I know this is getting a little, you know, weird, but we do have this energy of the Christ consciousness present with the crosses here. Crosses represent death. So there's definitely going to be a deep transformation with this day. But with that being said, stay grounded in knowing that no one can take my peace. No one can take my connection to the outer realms, God, the universe, my star seed energy. No one can take that regardless of what this physical world tells me. No one can take your joy from your relationship if you don't allow them to. So keep that in mind. Get up early, you all. Mercury is stationing direct today. So that's more than enough opportunity for misunderstandings, miscommunication, but you have to be hopeful and just get your day started a bit early. Be anywhere you have to be 15 to 30 minutes early to keep you in a very grounded, structured place. Have a great one. I wish nothing but the best for the world and everyone who's watching this, and I'll talk to you later.